Let us continue playing Advance Wars, the final mission. When we last left off. So, you're the one behind all this chaos. Do you have a name, or should we just call you Disaster? My name is Sturm. Well, Sturm, we finally hunted you down. Time to pay the piper, as they say. Hunted down? Me? You've done nothing but enter the door that I opened for you. What? Did you think I didn't notice you, little girl? You and your pathetic strategy games. Is that all you're good for? What? But that's... you couldn't. You saying you've known all along? You've made one stupid mistake after another. Did you imagine yourself a match for me, you conceited fool? It's time to put an end to this farce. Time to pay the piper, was it? I'm sorry, Father. I broke my promise. Sonja's in danger. Let's go in with Andy. Final mission. The final battle. And this is not an easy one by any stretch of the imagination. Sonja. Grit? I'm so sorry. Take everyone and run. The enemy, Sturm, he's much more powerful than I'd imagined. Everyone's going to be... This Sturm's the one who did this to you, right? Andy, please, you got to get away. Who's running away? That guy's going down. Andy's right. There ain't too many people that get on my nerves like this bozo does. You can't let him go. Shin, I'll lend you a hand. Sonja. Whoa, where'd this guy come from? Who dares to lay a hand on Candy's precious daughter? This unpardonable act shall not go unpunished. You who are known as Shin, direct me as you will. Alright everybody, let's move out. No one ever listens to me. I told you can't win. Thank you for trying. Oh, and this mission is a horrific one. So, from the start, you see he has a lot of powerful air units ready to attack us. He has 6 anti-airs, 3 mid-tanks, and 3 tanks. All just immediately available to start causing punishment. So, how do we possibly fight this? Well, to start with, what we got to do is secure as much of the upper territory as we can, although, admittingly, that's only going to be a... Oops. Actually, no, that's not too bad a move, that one. You go there, you capture there. Next up, mid-tank advancement. Essentially, I'm going to be using the mid-tanks as sort of sacrificial pawns, and then we're going to try... Yeah, so I want to move it where that is currently. Then try to counterattack whatever happens. Battle cultists have got to keep safe from the other forces for now. And next we build double infantry because we need to save up some funds. Now there are blank territories down there. We'll actually be leaving those to Grit because Grit's going to need the one who we give most of the money to if we can avoid it. Grit and Candy. So let's see how this goes. Never should have left her alone. Okay. So we now have the advantage of Grit's ridiculous ranged assault. So, tempting as it is to not have any attack forces up there, we are going to send one tank up as a scout. Because we are going to need to do something about his units that might come over here. And somebody's got to protect these units. Next up, that moves to there for now, or does it move? No, we move that there because then it can position next turn. I'm actually going to send the artillery round the long way behind. They're probably more useful coming up the centre. And just backing him up a bit. Right, that infantry's going to go up and try to claim things that way. Mostly we want this and this as soon as we can get away with it. Speaking of, that needs to go up because that will partially cover any attacks from the fighters and so on. And that, for the same reason, needs to go up there. And you... need to get there. What we want to eventually do is have this missile covering this airport. Because we're not going to take it. We're going to wait until Sturm tries to take it. And if he does, then we can use this to just destroy everything that appears on there, ever. Right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go for an APC infantry here. And we want Grit to take these 3 territories as quickly as he can do it. Next up, my precious keepsake, Sonja. I will protect you with my life. Canby's forces, and what a force it is. The problem is Sturm's ability. Sturm's ability will drop. I think this one might even be charged already. No, it isn't. His ability is to drop a Meteor on the most expensive block of 9 units. I think it might even be a wider area than that. It might be a sort of anything 2 away from the centre. So the centre point, which has the most expensive units in it, gets knocked down to down by 8 to a minimum of 1. This means Canby's units, being horribly expensive, do have a drawback. And it's a drawback that we don't have an awful lot of way of dealing with either, depressingly. So I'm going to send that up there. Yeah. What I'll probably end up doing is sort of splitting my units off next turn and trying to protect some of the anti-air stuff. Particularly the anti-air, because we need that as quick. We need that ready. Tanks. Tanks need one as well, I suppose. And then we need infantry. Lots of infantry, because Cammy needs to take as many of these territories as he can, because obviously he needs them more. Those fools. Their troops are all amassed right there. They played right into my hands. The day they dreamed of opposing me. Here comes the assault. Yeah, I figured that one. But I think we'll live with that, strangely. Although it's likely that infantry I put there is now pretty much dead. Oh, I'm surprised they did that with the bomber, to be honest. But I suppose it's fine. I just kind of wish I'd now kept that infantry back so we could charge some proper attacks. Now, the way this mission generally works is Andy spends the first few turns getting absolutely destroyed. Also, that's quite useful. Let's see. So that's obviously got that covered. That's got that covered. So I can destroy the aerial attack on this side of the battlefield. I might even be able to take out his bombers this turn. 90. Not enough. Okay. Well, he of course has enough anti-air to destroy a lot of that. But I've then got to be careful about... This is a tricky set of moves, actually, now we've got to somehow manage. So let's go with... Let's clear Grit's path first. So I think all those fighters are essentially gone. I would not be surprised if we don't take... I'd be surprised if we don't take them all out this turn. Next anti-air moves up. Next, mid-tank needs to block there. Mid-tank also needs to block an attack here. In fact, wiping out, which is useful. So yeah, and these units are now just going to basically shield up at this point, as much as we can. Yeah, I know this is a bad move for so many reasons, but we're still going to do it this way around. But I'm going to throw you there, just for additional bit of protection. You capture that. Maybe I should go and capture the unit. Normally I try and avoid capturing this airport, but we'll see how it goes. It might be more useful to just have. Alright, next I'm going to build 2 artilleries, because we're going to need these probably more than we're going to need other things. Also, that's an expensive block, so the Meteor might now go over here. We'll see how it goes, though. Right. Grit. First things first then, deal with his aerial units, because we can. Now, it might even be worth trying this with the anti-air. No. The only reason I would suggest that is so we can move it up, or move the missile up a bit, so it'd be in a more useful position, but apparently we can't do that. Not this time anyway. Right, next thing, we need to put the tank into a blocking position. That was nicely worked out. Nicely worked out by guesswork, admittingly, but still nicely worked out. Right, next you're going to move directly up because we want that base more than we want anything else. You move to there. So we don't have quite a lot of area covered by that. Tank moves up, artillery moves along. Artillery moves along. That will be able to get one of those territories next turn, and so will this. I kind of wish I could have... Oh well. It's fine. Next things next, we want to build a couple more infantry to go up and start claiming those territories now. It's got a lot he needs to take, but it's looking good from his side of the battlefield. It's probably looking slightly less good for Canby around about now. Well, let's see what we can do. First off, kill the bomber. Because almost regardless of what we do here, he's going to lose mid-tanks. Or at least his mid-tanks are going to lose effectiveness. Shuffle you up there. I'm trying to work out which one would move the furthest, but I think... Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to get both this turn. Still, one fighter gone. Oh, one fighter not gone, actually. That's annoying. Let's move all our anti-airs up and our tanks, and then I'm going to spread the these out actually. Now, I'm not 100% sure where this meteor is going to land, but it's now less likely to be hurting all of our mid-tanks. In the meantime, what I'll do is I will build a couple more infantry. Just save up some funds for now. Alright, Meteor Strike. Here's a taste of my power. Comet comes down from space and it hits. Ooh, I wasn't expecting it to go there, to be honest. It's on a neutral side of the battlefield, to be fair at least, but still. So much for Grit advancing early. Now Sturm actually in multiplayer's got an interesting ability as well. It's different to how he is here, where he's basically all powerful. What he does in let's test it with the tank. Well, just in multiplayer, all of his units are basically unaffected by terrain at all in terms of movement. Not sure if this extends to his tanks and vehicles, but it's very shocking that infantry just shuffling across everything. He also has a massive defense boost rather than an attack penalty. In this, he's basically stronger than can be without having to pay for it, I think, is the main thing. And darn, have we lost our front line here with Andy. On the plus side, keeping all of those of Canby's forces spread out means he's got the entirety of his forces to come in and swoop in and help. And we've still got Grit's artillery en route, so it's looking a bit bad, but this is what's supposed to happen. And it really does look bad. Oh dear. Well, he didn't need a meteor actually. I suppose that cost him a lot more, and it's given that missile unit a lot of things to think about this turn, I think. Oh, we need some help. Well, Andy, you've got one unit capable of fighting, really. Let's go for a superpower for no reason. Right. So the only unit that you can move and hurt is probably that one. Which you can probably... No, you won't be able to kill it. Alright. Just harm that anti-air for now. Worry about the rest of that a bit later. For now, we take another territory. And we shoot down a bomber. Battlecopter, because it's probably on balance. Oh, that it is the most horrible thing we can actually attack this turn. Yeah, got another infantry. Another thing there. I'm then going to stack up to protect that missile unit. Because that missile unit could well be very important dealing with those two bombers he's still got. In the meantime, I think Grit needs to recover somewhat here. Out of range and out of range. And that's heavily wounded. Okay. For similar reasons to the other missile units, and I keep getting missiles and rockets mixed up, but that is what it is. We're going to move that to there, and then I'm going to... Darn it, I can't really move this very far, but we'll slowly move that up. It'll happen. Right, next up, some support from the Blues. And some capturing to be done, I think. Now, it's quite tempting to go and... it's quite tempting to go and do things here, but... Alright, we'll merge those two up, because that's pretty much useless as it is. You can't do a lot, really, for a while, so you're just a blocking piece. Yeah, I'm just going to shuffle out of the way here for now. So Grit's out of bomber range. That'll work out for us, I think. Camby's Imperial forces, untouched by the last battle, are now going to swoop in and do not a lot, as it happens. But they could if they wanted to. In fact, they really do want to, but let's swoop in. This is going to cost them, I think, but... We have elite forces, we might as well try and make use of them, I think. Right, next you're going to run off to there. So we've got that in counter-attack position. We've got you. You and you to advance. Now, similar to the thing earlier, I want this to capture the two places up here. Probably actually starting with the airport. Don't know. We'll see how it works out. So what can we build that would be useful at this stage? ABC mech, I think, is the way we're going here. Right. Sturm's counterattack then. That we expected. Right, so 2 units gone back and repaired. Now that's going to cost them 20% of the cost of that unit a turn. So that reduces his funds at least, which is useful enough. Yeah, darn it. a good thing Grit's got some units there, because Andy's going to need another repair by the end of this turn, I think. And I might actually lose the missile anyway. Darn. What's important is that we do not lose completely with Andy. I don't think it'll happen, but especially not given that we got Gamby's Imperial Forces on the counterattack next turn. Oh, darn it. And he's positioned himself over the airport, so I can't build on it. Mind you, with all this anti-air, that airport's a useless thing. Oh, you evil git. That is not what we want. Especially as I think that's within the missile range, so we can't actually hit it. Unless we get really lucky and Grit gets a power, I think that one's safe. Darn, this is going to be a tough turn. Right. We've got one full one left, so let's think about what we can do here that's going to help us out the most. I think his anti-air is probably a good idea. Next, we still need to shield wall here, really. But if we're doing 6% damage to that, I can probably kill it. There we go. I can shuffle back and try and heal, I suppose. What can we do? Build an anti-air, actually, for this point. It won't last, but we might as well. And then I'll go mech and infantry. Hurt them. Oh, that'll do. Yeah, I figured you can fire on a few things that aren't important to us, really. And no, you're out of range. Okay. All I can say is darn you, sir. Meantime, you two capture that. Right. So with various things being used as human shields, I think moving Grit's artillery there and there is probably useful enough for now. And next, hurting another anti-air unit is probably going to help us out the most here. Next, killing off another one of these copters before they come along and start harassing Grit again. And again, weakening the anti-air. Right. Next up, continue capturing. And this is probably a sacrificial move, but anything we can do to weaken it, I suppose, is probably a good idea. If it stays there, it dies, which is always a plus point. Next, we're building a mid-tank. It may seem like a silly thing to build, but I'm building it anyway. Next thing, what can I do with this normal tank, actually? Pretty much regardless of what I do, this that's got to stay there, so we'll move that up to try and harass. Anytime, here comes Canby's Imperial Forces, and we've got to think about what they can do. I've also got to think about Meteor, which is almost certainly coming down this turn. Especially with all the damage we've actually done. Right, so that's not going to get into anybody's range. Where is the point of... there. Alright, so that's a nice little force I've got built up here, which is probably enough for a counterattack. Probably. Alright, you run up there. You start capturing. And next turn I can start capturing both of those buildings as well. Okay, beyond that, shuffle you up there and start killing some infantry. Does have a very good purpose because we don't want him getting even more money if we can avoid it. Next, I'm going to shuffle you up that way as well. And finally you. Actually, yeah. You move to there. He's got a lot of forces still for us to deal with. And as expected, here is a Meteor. And he has spent a lot of money on supplies. Where are you dropping? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's done something, I suppose, at the very least. It's protected the core of our forces. As is that tank doing at the moment, I think. Oh, for God's sake. Well, I suppose at least it's within missile range, so I will be killing it, but that is so annoying. We will be able to turn this around in about 6 or 7 turns, but this is how this mission is supposed to go. Andy is supposed to get absolutely destroyed. If you do not support him with the other two, it just happens all the quicker. On the other side, he might have a heal up next turn, which might be able to do something. And it doesn't look as if they've covered off the airport this time around, so I might be battlecoptering. Especially as he's lost a lot of his anti-air. Right, I'm building anti-air with Grit next turn. We're just being annihilated over that side of the battlefield now. It's not nice. That was not how it's supposed to go. We're losing on 2 fronts, and the 3rd front just got meteors. Oh, and no, we won't be building out of that because he's decided no. Oh, the multiple levels of doom we're facing at the moment. Maybe I should have let Candy take the hit in the first turn. I'll tell you what, I'm kind of regretting. Darn it. Okay. Well, let's do some easy things first. Firstly, anything that kills a unit is a good move. At this stage. So, next up, we want to go and kill off that unit. After that, I'm going to go and kill off that fighter. Well, if not kill it off, I'm going to at least severely wound it. And next, we're going to do some damage to this tank because we can. Alright, you're going to stay there. And then I've got to debate what I'm actually doing with the rest of my units this turn. I could build another artillery unit, I suppose, but it would just get attacked. Nah, we're here to get attacked, apparently. I wish there was something I can do about that side of the battlefield at the moment. Alright, Grit's got a power. It's not going to help him massively, though, because he can't reduce his range with that guy. Okay. Easy bits first. Next we send the mid-tank around that way, and next we go capture there. Right, now we debate with range. Just trying to work out what we could, in theory, destroy with a range boost, which is why I'm not probably going to be doing it. We are at least going to weaken that bomber because, yeah, might as well. And that can't even move far enough to protect itself, really. So... yeah, I'm trying to work out where's the best place I can put it, but... well, my options are limited to that. And that's as good a defense as I can put on it, and it's not really. Anti-air them. Do a lot of damage to you. And some damage to you. And that ends Grit's turn. Yeah, saving the power is a good idea here. Now, Canby, on the other hand, is somebody who can probably do something with his power, so... you must not lose for Sonja! Because this is the turn where we want to punch things. So we're going to capture that. We're then going to capture this. And we're going to capture this as well. Right, beyond that... you go in there, dump that off, you start capturing, and then we're going to start playing the harassing game. 2 damage only, but that's fine, that's what we expect from a 2-point unit really. 4 damage to this infantry. Now, I also believe he does have increased defense this turn as well, so... yeah, I've kind of put that in a dead position, but meh. Right, debating on from that, you go and attack and weaken that. Try and prevent them taking it. It probably won't work. This needs to happen. 4 to 8. That needs to happen as well for different reasons. And then over here, you can't do an awful lot. So we'll move you around. And we shall move you to there. Next turn, we could build another mid-tank, actually. Yeah, we're building another mid-tank. Right. So that's worn off. He spends a lot of his money on repairs. And fails to take any new buildings. So from that regard, that was a successful turn. Missile kills the already weakened anti-air. We'll live with that. Oh dear. On the plus side, I think that's now within anti-air strike range, or at least it's got to be close to within striking range. Oh, poor Brit. He's not had a good mission this one. On the other side, actually, if oh, darn it. It feels like complete disaster, but it's not been that much of one as of yet. We're now almost at the tipping point where we can start turning him back. That, though, I will concede is annoying. Especially as now we're going to really struggle to actually get new things out of him. Yeah. Tank goes. And that's not so bad. We can probably deal with that mid-tank actually with just the... I should check what unit he hasn't moved yet before I make statements like that. On the plus side, he hasn't covered the airport this turn, so that's battlecopter coming online, I think. Especially if he's got no anti-air nearby. Does have a rocket missile unit coming though. And I think we spent too much money, so we don't actually have one coming. Hooray! Okay. Options then, I think, consist of killing that. Taking control of this. They're both fundamentally destroyed already, so it's probably best to actually go and kill this. Down to 2. Don't have the range at the moment to do a lot else, do I? Alright, you stay there. I've got a transport copter there, definitely go and kill it, but... Alright, enter. This needs to be a good turn from Grit, really. We'll move you up there, capture, depending on what happens, we'll move on from that. You move to there. We're dealing with one of these units this turn. True, he's still got 2 battlecopters, but that felt so good you won't believe. Right, next up. We are going to take this place. Might even be worth challenging them to try and get them to use their last 2 shots up, but... Oh well, mid-tank on the march, which is what we need. You capture that. Next, do some damage to this unit. Hopefully Canby will be able to sweep that up. We hope. Intern them. Okay, Canby, we're going to take this territory. And these 2 as well. Right, so now we've got the option of having bombers and mid-tanks very easily deployable from Canby once he gets his funds up a bit. In fact, to help with that somewhat, let's do that. Right, next thing, we need to stop them from taking these territories if we can. So that's 1 cleared. 2 cleared. Shuffle you up 1 space for now. Then, beyond that, be harassing, I think. we can lower the amount of funds they've got, it's worth it. Even if it doesn't really feel like it. Next thing we want to do is knock out one of these mid-tank units. And for the sake of it, weaken this guy so he won't be able to take in 2 turns. Which he won't be able to do now. Right, so with all that happening, I don't think we want to actually spend any money from Candy because, as I've said, we've got useful things we might be able to make next turn. So end of turn. That was turn 6. Yeah, he's not... Oh darn it, he did get 1. I forgot about that one. Probably not a lot I could do about that, really, but... it is okay. Other thing is, next turn we've got a Meteor to worry about. Right, tank runs away. Kill the APC because it clearly offends everybody. Yep, that's what you do. They go all out for the APC for no reason. In fact, APCs are probably the best unit in the game purely because of this. Shouldn't we worry about that anti-air unit that's mysteriously materialized near there? Nah, kill the APC! Especially as one of those has on... actually, if we can get rid of its last shot in a stupid fashion, for example attacking with the small anti-air, then it won't be able to shoot again and it's therefore useless. Meanwhile, the unit that isn't useless is that big ass mid-tank which is rolling its way into Andy's headquarters. Don't like that unit that's appeared there either. Still, we've got to repair and power up this turn. Not that we've got any units to repair, and we have 4 units capable of attack. I might be saving this one. Just a fort. New territory though, so let's go and attack and weaken you. Definitely saving up money this turn because we might as well. Do as much damage as possible for the anti-air because it's going to be useful for us. Not much point in that really, but no, I suppose we've still got mid-tank coming in from there as well, so yeah, maybe there's a little more point to that. Especially if I can put a rocket there as well next turn. Yeah, that should work actually. I'll go rocket infantry, end turn. Right. This turn we're using a power-up. Think you can handle this. Yep, we have 1 unit that applies to, but it means we definitely kill this mid-tank. And definitely killing of that mid-tank is important. Also, it probably has ensured that the Meteor is going to land right there. Thinking on this. But Andy's got a repair saved up, so his units are okay. Rick doesn't have an awful lot up there of any real use. We'll see. Anyway. Kill you. And if you want to stick around this turn, it's going to cost you. And capture. And sacrifice. So we're knocking down to 6. Lose our 5 actually. Lose the last unit, but now it cannot attack. So there's no harm in doing that. Or rather, it does attack, but it attacks as infantry, so it's now considerably less effective. Next, I think I'm going to be building rockets and things to put up there. In fact, actually, I'm building another missile unit. In fact, I'm going to build 2. Such is my faith in them. Alright. Next up, Canby's got some units to go and try and slaughter, so let's slaughter. One down. If possible as well, we need Canby to start taking some of these territories, so you can go and take that one. Actually, we won't do that just yet, because we might need to use Canby to aggressively take some of these. How much damage can you do? 68%. They have usefully teamed up the rockets, so I can't do a lot there, can I? Ah, well, that'll do. Kill off there. Next up. Kill off things there. See, we've almost now beaten them back. Yeah, capture this. Wipe out that anti-air because it's a useful thing to wipe out. I mean, he's still got that core of missiles there, and in fact he's got now a bomber which is nearly back up to attack range, but we shall see. Things aren't going all that badly, to be honest. Infantry and infantry to advance. Could build a battlecopter, but that's actually, it's not within range of that. It's just not going to be the most useful thing we could do. Let's have another mid-tank. That might even change where the most expensive unit is. Oh, we're nearly up to an hour mark, actually. Day 7. Here comes a Meteor. And it's going to land right where we thought it would, actually, which is okay. He really doesn't have a lot of units there that are going to worry it, so I'm a little disappointed in that mid-tank that essentially didn't do anything now. Ah well. It happens. Oh, and you're still going for them. Well, we take it in a couple more turns then. It'll be fine. But dear God, is that annoying. Oh, and that's an aggressively positioned, very aggressively positioned unit there. Let's go hyper repair for now. Speed things along. How much damage can you actually do to that? 26% is not a bad amount. So we want to weaken that rocket a bit. We're then going to go up to there and shoot that. Because we don't like your missile unit either. Next up from there, you wait there. You advance to there. You can't do a lot this turn, so we shall leave you there. And now we have that done. Next, I'm probably going to build I'll build a tank. Because Andy's got to do something. Right, end turn. Oh, Grit's just about to become force in this battle again. And then we're going to suffer another Meteor, and it's going to all begin all over again, isn't it? Oh, dear. Alright. Positions. Yeah, might as well go for capture. And then let's roll them up. Behind that, we are going to be rolling up a mid-tank or a rocket. We're going to... Actually, if I roll up a mid-tank, I'll probably have a... Yeah, that'll do. Probably have one before we get there anyway, which is what my thinking is. So, alright. Rolls up behind, and that rolls up behind, I think, because we can't do a lot else with it. Oh, and you. You move up as well. Alright. Canby's forces then. We have an important turn to do. This one. First off, capture this. Second off, try and break through, I think, is the plan. Capture that as well. Mid-tank moves up. No, mid-tank moves up and destroys. Mid-tank moves up and trying to think of this. I want to kill that missile, the rocket unit if we can here. So if I go do that, no, actually that'll work. Kill the anti-air off. Our undamaged mid-tank from here, which I'm surprised was undamaged, can actually then go around and kill the APC off, which is a move that the AI would have prioritised above all others without a shadow of a doubt. And next, you can run around and go kill that. All in all, that's a more than acceptable turn. It's not quite done yet either. Infantry runs up as well. Mid-tank runs up. And you run up to there. I'm probably going to... Actually, no, we've got a battlecopter now. What's the fallout from that? Not particularly big. They don't have a lot of units that can deal with it. Though I should probably save a fighter for that and the bomber, which are coming up soon. Yeah, that seems sensible. Alright, ending the turn then. And I'm probably going to split the recording off here just to make sure that everything's recording okay. That's for the last of the extra money wastage that's going away. Done. It was looking quite good. They've broken out as well. Now, Grit's going to be returning to the battlefield next turn. We have lots of Canby's mid-tanks nearby. There are worse positions we could be in than this, I'll be honest. Right, next up then, we want two. Tank is more important than infantry right now. If we can wound tanks, we should wound tanks. Speaking of wounding tanks, you run around and do some damage. And then you can move to there and go like that. Okay, going alright now. Infantry into position. I'm not going to fire on it because it's a bit silly to do so. I am going to fire on that though because why wouldn't we? Especially if they're trying to cover off our airbase we're going to be getting in a few turns. So what do we want to build here? I've got a feeling I want to build an anti-air actually. Of that bomber that's appeared up there. So, first off, base is ours. Next off, we want that to be ours as well. Alright, so that now is pretty much prime position. That moves to there. That moves to there. And up comes the air support. And mid-tank support, of course. Though it is a bit away from being useful, it is now. It's definitely on the march. I've managed to somehow maneuver that so they can't do anything useful, so that will just have to stay there. And that will just have to stay there, and you will just have to stay there. Right, oh actually, into LCO. No, his power's nowhere near charged. Okay. First thing then, kill the bomber. He spends so long repairing his, then we just go and kill it. That felt good. I mean, sure, we got some other problems to do with that as well, but meh. A lot of those will be dealt with. A lot of those will be dealt with shortly. Where's your extreme range? There's the point. And that's conveniently where we can move you. Move the infantry up as well, because that could always be a good blocking piece in a bit. It's that darn fighter there. You see, Eagle didn't... I know it's got nothing to do, so it's just sitting there, but... Arg. Alright. 84% damage to that. We're getting them out of our territory next turn. Oh, that's almost out of fuel, actually. I'll have to APC that in a moment. 95% will kill that. Darn. I was hopeful it would kill if I said so. Ah, well. Next, you move to there. Kill that. They're definitely going to be missile next turn, but there's a lot of them. Will live. And also here comes some infantry. Right, now the question is fighter versus waiting for a bomber. The answer's fighter. Eagle may rule the skies, but Canby's fighter is still a force to be reckoned with. Oh, they have a lot of funds this turn. And they might. This is actually probably now going to be a little tricky from now on. Yeah, I figured that would get it moving. Yeah, come on, Canby. We can hold this. We're almost at the point now where we can start attacking this center line of mountains. If we can get to there, the LP is essentially won. It's just going to be a case of how long. So just have to get past these forces. Day 10. And I think I'm going to split the video off here. I might upload this all in one, but either way, just to secure things to make sure that everything's going okay. Okay, back to the slaughterhouse. Let's see what we can do with Andy this turn. So first things first, I suppose we can use the missiles to just kill off that. Missiles, rockets, rockets, missiles. Meh. They go up in the air, they kill things. Alright, the problem we've got, annoyingly, is that because I've positioned a lot of Candy's units like that, I can't actually advance. The idea was to prevent him from advancing, but oh well. So if I capture this middle one with Andy's units, put a blocker in there. Have you lot chase, because we like chasing. Then what? I'm going to actually put a battlecopter here. I imagine he's going to get shot down by that fighter. I especially imagine that now for some reason. But we'll see what happens. Enter. Right, Grit now is about to enter the battlefield in a big way. Firstly, you move up there, you move up there, you... I'm going to take careful note of where his range is. So that's covered off nicely. Capture. And then we're going to start building lots of missile units. Supported, of course, by the mid-tank. And by you. Okay, all of that going rather well then. What can we do with you that's going to be of any real relevance to anything? Move you back behind here, I suppose. Advance you up for not a lot of reason, and move you up there as a blocker. Alright, Gamby's Imperial Forces. Let's go and attack things. First off, we attack that thing. Yeah, that was not likely to work out for you. Gamby can now take this building because it's going to be useful for him to do so. Next, we need to go and advance inwards a bit. That's one gone. This will be two gone. By the way, this is probably going to be a horrific next turn, thinking about this, because I'm almost certain that there's a Meteor on the way, isn't there? Strangely, no. Oh, if I can do this without a Meteor strike, this is actually going to be awesome. I've got to avoid attacking the expensive stuff and triggering it early. Camby's got an ability up at least. Yeah, you move to there. You move to there. Alright. Kill that mech unit. I don't think that will trigger it. He will have it next turn, but by next turn, hopefully I'll have a few less units to worry about this. Yeah, you can't hurt that, and you can do minimal damage, which will probably heal, but it will cost him a little bit of money, maybe. Who knows? If that turned out to be the straw that broke the camel's back and caused us to now start losing points, that's going to be a problem for us. Anti-air can be built there. Yeah, Sturm didn't get his ability. He has it now. Nope, nearly. Okay, those two merging was not a good idea for him. That mid-tank is going to die, but let's put his bomber at a point where we can kill it easily enough. I think the only problem I can see is whether that fight is actually... Oh, I've positioned that fighter really stupidly, haven't I? Oh well. Not a lot of other ways I can do this, is there? Yeah, so now we will attack it with a... Why did he not... Why did he not attack it with the missiles? Bizarre. Oh well, we go and kill that unit now. And this turn we do have a rocket to worry about, so... Let's see if we can't punch a hole before that happens. Capture that, so that Andy's got a little more income coming in. He'll probably build a battle copter every turn. Move that's in a position where it'll get repaired. Move you up a bit. And thinking about this a little, I think I'm going to build another battle copter. Nothing else for you to do, so I suppose we might as well try and take this building back if we can. Take you 4 turns admittingly, but no reason not to do it. And you can always move another infantry in place to speed that along. Right, looking at this, grit is probably the most expensive placing on the board right now. Ooh, but that's useful. It's a shame the tank can't get there as well, but that's a useful thing to know about. Yeah, we're going in there, and I'm going to do some damage to your rockets. Next up, I'm going to use this Ah, sorry, where was I? Yeah, I was going to use this as a blocking unit. That will go there. Mid-tank advances. You've got to shuffle up. You've also got to shuffle up a bit. Yeah, this is definitely going to be an expensive unit placement, but it'll work out somehow. Next thing, especially if I do this. Yeah, I might be sacrificing this set of the battlefield again, but at least he can build quite a lot of stuff from here, so it'll work. Tank in as blocker, and I can do 10% damage to that. Might not make an awful lot of difference, it might well do though. And infantry moves up as well. Right. Grit's turn over. This turn we need to punch through things. So firepower and defense boost. Let's kill that bomber. Next up, you need to move because we need to go and... Nope, don't attack. Kill that. Yeah, on second thought, if I'm going to have 3 mid-tanks next to each other, especially if they can, because that's going to be where the Meteor hits. Not a lot I can really do about that, is there? Oh well. Get rid of that. So that protects my fighter even further. And kill that as well. Okay, now that we got that middle area kind of held, this battle is just about won. It might take us a while to get that just about won, but it is just about won. And if we can find one, that will help us out an awful lot in making sure that this battle is in fact won. So, next up I think Battlecopter maybe? Yeah, probably Battlecopter. So that'll be a useful sort of divisional support. I'd imagine it is this block here, but it could be Grits. Arguably if it's Grits it'll probably help us out a little more, but... No, it was that. Ah well. It didn't affect the fighter though, which is probably a bit of a bonus. I don't think your counterattack's going to amount to much if we can do this. Also, that seemed a waste. We're not complaining, it's just I'm sure that fighter's in range. And if it's not in range, then it will be next turn anyway, and you'll kill it then. But you really should have been attacking that fighter. Yeah, he doesn't have the units to fight even the weakened mid tanks at the moment. And lots of anti-airs. Anti-airs are not what you use to take on... You do not use anti-airs to take on mid-tanks, even weakened ones. This is not what you build for it. So this is all looking rather good for us, I think. Alright, first bit of move is don't move into a blocking position just yet. If we move you up, I suppose actually if we're going to have... If there are lots of them around, maybe it is a reasonable thing to have. Still, we'll get you repaired. We'll then go and build another tank. Which I should have put there, I know, but oh well. And continue capturing. And he's done. Grit is going to take advantage of the fact that he wasn't attacked last turn and go... Actually, move that out of the way. Move the mid-tank in. Weakens that down to 3. Get the next mid-tank coming in, full guns blazing. And we have a road now, so... I believe we are pretty much sorted on the attack front here. and have you shuffle across, because you'd be surprised, actually. We might even be able to manage that. And next I'm going to have you build a bomber. Bomber artillery for your turn. There's no point in leaving you there. You can just have to slowly advance, I think, along with everybody else. Okay. So Grit's now becoming a force. Yeah, they're not bothering about this fighter for some reason. Which is their loss, really. Right, think about this. We can kill off that unit. Which is good. If I then go and shoot that, that leaves that spot open, which means Candy can come and take that territory next. Oh, maybe he can't. He can move quite close to taking the territory, though. And I'll next best thing it by moving that there and attack the APC. Which means that's all fine. Next up, anti-air. Battlecopter, and I think we're going to build exactly the same thing again if we can. Yeah, anti-air battlecopter. Which is a useful double act. Day 12. Yeah, he's just ignoring the... I suppose the fighter isn't harm to his ground units, so maybe he's thinking on that perspective. Also, I did move it to a place where you can now shoot at it, so alright, I'll concede that. Well, it was a useful fighter. It did do more than its job. Now we're starting to lose units, but in exchange we're going to have Grit's little aerial... not aerial. We're going to have his indirect fire in position in a couple of turns. Which is going to be Mahusiv, and I see that. I see that. That's going to present a problem, isn't it? Oh well, for now though, we'll just have to move up some anti-air stuff ready. And move you up as well, because we're going to need that aerial support. Another one of you, and you can advance into the river because that gets you out of the way for now. Oh, tank. Right, Andy's down. Grit's turn then. He already has some things in range, but I want to protect that if I can. It's going to be a little awkward. I suppose if I position it there... Trying to think on this. Alright, shuffle you back one. Shuffle you forward one and do some damage. Next up, move that into position. I can then shuffle you up to there. So even if it does get nuked, it's going to take something in revenge. And just to add to issues, potentially, let's move that there and that there. So it can only be attacked by one direction, and it's not a direction we think we're actually at risk from. Next up, another mid-tank. And you can't do an awful lot else on your side of the board either, so you're just going to move out the way then. Right, end turn. Okay, difficult few turns now. We're going to go shuffle you out and merge you two. Next we're going to start capturing. You're going to move up to there and hurt that anti-air. Not a bad turn, not a bad turn. Right, so you can move to there, and then you... I'm going to see about hurting that. 28% only. But if we move you there, then that gives you a much, much larger strike range, except that I now realise what I've done. I've moved that within there again, and arg. Okay. Let's just build a tank for now. Save some money. End the turn. Yeah, that was a really stupid decision of mine there, but oh well. Well, that was expected, but it's going to get revenge. That'll be avenged really quickly, actually, depending on how we want to do this. I'm actually surprised they're not attacking the infantry that's taking cities. Which is going to help Candy out a lot. In fact, that's really going to help Candy out a lot. Right. First off, that move has to happen, because otherwise... Well, actually, it doesn't have to happen, but it gets rid of a unit that's in the way. We take another city, which is always a plus point. You can now move to there, meaning you have some relevance to the battle now. You move to there. You shuffle up to there. And you two... You to behind... Actually, nope, wait. We've got two of them next to each other. So he wants to shuffle up to there. Okay. Now if that happens, we can end the turn there. And let me tell you, Grit's not happy about the placement of that bomber. So it goes. Sure you understand. Next up, I actually want to be careful here as well, because I really like to get this striking in a good position. And that means it's got a lot of options now once we open this up. But we do have to open it up. That's what this mid-tank's here for. And his friend, other mid-tank, is going to go and move to there, do some damage. That worked out nicely. That moves to there. Now we've pretty much got this. Yeah, might as well. There's no harm in doing that. The artillery can move up to where you currently are. So we'll be able to get revenge on whatever decides to kill you. Depressingly, something will. You move up to there, and the mid-tank moves around as well. And yeah, mid-tank turn now. We're not going to play this carefully. We're just going to go all for the throat now. Especially as we've now got an extra couple of territories. Alright, you harm that, and I should have thought about that because actually you're already on a mountain. So no movement bonuses there, and in fact. Darn. I thought I'd done that. Ah, dear. Oh well. It's fine. Shuffle you up. Shuffle you up, and with 20,000, I'm going to build another battlecopter. Next turn, we might do something more exciting with it. But in the meantime, that's all we can do. I thought he was on open space, which is why I moved him, but I should have... Yeah, I'm not paying attention. It's been over an hour now, by a long way. And that's fine. We get revenge on that with the artillery. Battlecopter will kill that, unfortunately. Nothing I can do there. But if we've opened them up slightly, that's going to allow us... Oh, they're in full retreat, actually, from that. And I saw you. Alright. Lots of money in reserve, then. What can we do, movement-wise? Well, I think what I want to do firstly is go and kill off you. Now that we have you in perfect position. Next, we want to go and start harassing. Down 9. We are probably going to activate a Meteor by doing this, but that's okay. We can live with that. A1. If I do it from you, that becomes 113. Yeah. The plan is just pour in, do lots of damage, get lots of units in position. Don't even worry about counter strikes really that much, because they're going to cost them now, each of these counter strikes. What else can I do? Shuffle you two up and return. Right, Grit has some options, but I think we're going to go for this option first. And the option says boom, and all was good. Next, beyond that, avoiding mass anti-air strikes, I think that actually might be the one. I'm actually going to leave their APC alone, but I will go and use my missiles to kill that. And then leaves me a mid-tank able to go onto one of their building factories, which is the start of the win conditions once we start doing that. But instead I'm going to move that there, because it's a target. And next I will move you to there, actually. Which is all fine. Right, so that's a protected as possible dude. There's nowhere I can really safely, for definite, put this bomber without it being shot up. I bet that's probably the best place, because I can then move my infantry across, maybe. But I need my bombers secure so that they can make raids on these. That'll do. In fact, actually, since I've got two of them, that means that is definitely safe regardless. Also, freedom! Now, that may seem like a stupid idea, but it strangely isn't. It has a purpose, just not a very intelligent one. Mid-tank comes along, build mid-tank. Okay, enter. Can beat Imperial forces. We can go and attack you, which seems sensible, and we've done it. Tank moves to there, infantry moves to there, and chooses not to fire at this point. You move to there as well. Wait. You are going to shuffle one space forward. Acknowledge that you will do something about that. I'm not sure what you'll do exactly, but you will do something. You move to there, and you move up to there. To be chased down by another battlecopter. Right, I think I'm going to be meteored this turn, but we should be okay from it. We are definitely now at winning conditions side of the battlefield now. Oh, he went smack bang for my big line of indirect fire units. Which strangely I'll be okay with because it's left the central line of things intact. And it's still not really a problem. He's got plenty of anti-airs nearby, or at least, yeah, we have 2 anti-airs nearby. He does go and kill the artillery off, so we can still build. Merge. That was expected. It's fine, he's being a distraction. And lots of things get built. Okay. First things first then, we want to harm these. Because they're expensive and useless and they're there. Next up, we want to harm that because it flies and we like killing flying things. Next up, we want to take this territory away from him because it's not what we want. Because we don't want him to have it. Capture. Next, we need to advance you up to the line, where you'll be much more useful, and you can advance up as well. Bomber moves into position. Right, after that has happened, we build another battlecopter. Might be the best of decisions, actually, considering our enemies, but oh well. So anyway, we now have a range boost. What I'm going to do this turn is hurt that. Because it can't hurt us back. After that, got to think a little actually. Let's go over power first. Right, so how much damage do we do to you? That takes you down to 6. Which, considering everything, isn't too bad, actually. No, I wish I could sacrifice you against him, actually, but I can't. Alright. So, given all of that, I think the best course of action for this turn... I don't know. I wish I could punch through at this stage, but I'm not going to have the strength to do that. Oh well, darn. Throw up some sacrificial units then. You move to there. You move to there. You move to there. Yeah, I'm just working out what Canby can do here. Canby can probably actually do quite a significant amount of damage to them. But I don't have a bomber capable of killing at this stage. Alright. You move to there. It's a doomed move, I know, but we might as well get rid of... Might as well get rid of his units that we can. Especially as I can then do this, which is really cheeky. And start trying to take it. That's technically in range of anything he builds from there, so hurrah. Right, mid-tank advance, and mid-tank advance. If he still tries to go and kill our mid-tanks, of course, he can. It's just not the best move for him to do. Right, first bit. Kill that off. Got a lot of anti-air, but we have a lot of units. Next up, you move in, kill. You move in, kill. Yeah, this is now where we're going to start really punishing him now, because we're going to be blocking off a lot of his base positions. I'm actually going to shoot this, because we can. And darn it, I can't move on to that last one. I thought I might be able to. What I should probably have done is shot the bomber down, but we'll probably live without that. You can now advance up to there, which will be useful for us. And you can continue your production line of fine flying machines. Yeah, that's okay. In the grand scheme of things, that bomber is just sweeping up all of our 2 strength units. That's a little more severe, but at least by him moving it there, it's blocked off that airport from his construction queue. And there are other problems with it as well. Let's go with this move first. Now we have a power boost and a repair, so we're going to use it. So I can capture this place, so I shall. No reason not to, really. And same with this one. Next, normal tank can go and shoot and destroy that missile. What else can we do with you? I think you're taking more territory here rather than doing anything else significant. You might just be dueling with him, actually, the way I'm going with this. Because if he doesn't move, obviously they can't use the space either. And that means you can actually now go and... He probably could have done that anyway, and then I could have... Yeah. Oh well, it doesn't matter that much. He's still not likely to have very many units left at the end of this turn anyway, so... Oh, and a battlecopter. Move up there. Right, great. All is well. I keep you there, actually. You can probably then kill him regardless of what he tries. Depressingly, I've managed to somehow maneuver all of my units so that these mid-tanks can't actually advance. Which is a shame. It just means they're going to have to now form a block, which will get shot at. And then... continue capturing this because it's funny. Continue harassing you. There's not a lot you can do about it. A 1-strength bomber isn't really up to much, so I'll just put you there for now. And wait you there. Alright, Camby, can we actually clear off most of his units this turn? That is the question. Well, the first bit of this is rather easy. The second bit of this is also rather easy. And means that currently he has no way of building any more air units. And his bases are a bit too close to actually do any significant damage. We've got a power boost as well. We might be ending this turn with him just having that bomber for us to worry about. And if that's the case, we'll start capturing. Next up, tank moves to there. Yep, that is game. It was as soon as we actually got enough forces to breach the walls, but... Oh, he's going to be able to build one unit there, but... one unit that won't be able to attack on the turn it's built. Not really troubling us. Oh, and of course he has an APC. Can't forget that APC. Forget that APC at your peril. And one fighter. Just in case I do have to chase that down, but I didn't have to in the end. I may not have an awful lot that can do a lot to it, but I think now I can pin it in position. Alright, Andy, last turn. What have you got for yourself? You've got 92% damage to that mech unit, which doesn't wipe it out actually. Not a problem. We got another one. Well, another unit that can wipe it out anyway. Capture it for the sake of it. Capture it for the sake of it. Who was it who said we couldn't win this? Down them. Right, APC down to 7. We'll probably kill that off with Grit actually before we worry about anyone else. You move to there to pin that in. You move to there. You move to there. Right. What we have to do from Grit's point of view actually is just move you to there. Yep, you to there, 82%, and then Canby gets the honours of finishing off what has been an epic mission. But that is ultimate victory. One unit left. Boom. And we have beaten Sturm. No! So close. I was so close. I underestimate the strength of these worms. I've been beaten. I dream of world conquest. I vow I will return. When that time comes, I will challenge you worms yet again. I do believe we reached the end of a long, dusty road. Goodness gracious. Then my old friend, Big Bearded Olaf. Is that you, Grit? What have I done? I never realized Sturm was... Don't get all long in the face now, Olaf. Everything turned out alright in the end. And boss, you still got a lot of work to get done. You're right. Blue Moon's treated me well, and now I'm in her debt. Well, what else can I do? What do you say? Can I have you rebuild her? Hmm? You mean you forgive my misguided deeds? Grit, you... It was worth Sturm fooling him just for this. You say something! Nope, not a word. Let's say we get moving on down the road. Sonja, are you alright? Thank you, Father. Sonja, if anything had happened to you... Father, don't you dare start crying. But... Really? Father, I truly thank you. Didn't Mother used to tell me? Father's a bit silly, but he'll always be there when you need him. You look just like us, Sonja. You really do. Do we win? Yeah, this time we really won. And Sturm's army is gone for good too. Yeah. What happened to Eagle? Oh, hey there, mateys. Looks like you've weathered the storm, or should I say Sturm. Captain Drake. Don't you worry your pretty little head over Eagle. He'll be back. He always keeps his word, no matter what. Yes, he does. Anyways, you did great. Well, we still got some rough seas ahead of us. We gotta put right the country borders to Sturm meddled with. It's gonna take some time for the fighting to die down. Dream we're not done yet? It's not as bad as all that. At the very least, it'll be fun seeing you all again. I mean, it'll be fun too. That's a good lad. Looking forward to testing your mettle again, until we next meet. Victory! I don't imagine the score will be particularly good for this. Actually, we've got a lot of speed bonuses, but no power techniques, C rank. Well, this was Advance Wars. We end on exactly 200 coins, which isn't too bad actually, considering. And I will see you next LP. Until then.
and an overall A rank, which is not a bad one at all, really, for a game I haven't played in a while. I probably could have got the S on most of the missions, but yeah, a lot of it in the fog, especially in the fog of war, was just remembering where things are. But well. I will see you next time, possibly for Advance Wars 2 at some stage. Until then.